Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good day. Today we're going to talk about the hardest boss fight that I've encountered so far in Lies of P, Black Rabbit Brotherhood. I've got some tips and tricks to share that helped me out while I was fighting these jerks, and then I'll show my final attempt. First, I just want to say don't worry too much if you're struggling with this fight. These guys are tough, and I'm not a god gamer by any means, so if I can do it, you can surely do it as well. Don't flub it! Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Tip number 1, when the sibling jumps in is based on the eldest's HP. It has nothing to do with timing or anything else. You can use this to control when the adds happen. If you're not ready for the next sibling yet, just avoid doing some damage to the eldest. Tip number 2, focus on the siblings. The worst thing you can do is have multiple siblings in at the same time. When they jump in, finish them off before doing much more damage to the eldest.
You played nice with the others. Don't you want to play with me, Mr. Puppet?
Tip number 3. All 3 of the younger siblings can be fatal attacked if you can get behind them. It's a little tricky to find just the right spot, but if you get a chance, go for it. Tip number 4. Buy consumables at the shop above the bar. Tip number 5. Don't use your consumables too soon. Buy the items that scale best with your build, but use the presence of your Specter to help you in the early fight. Wait for the second or maybe even the third sibling to jump in before using your best items. Buy either the sharp pipe or the shot put for your, depending on your scaling, and the saw blade is balanced. But tip number 6, use some consumables to slow the siblings down. They zip around all over the place, and it can be really frustrating. If you hit them with an item, they'll stop moving for just a second, giving you time to close the distance.
Run across the arena 3 times, trying to chase her down.
Stand still and fight me like a man! Tip number 7, this is just a basic game mechanic. Learn to parry the eldest. He attacks very aggressively and he's quite powerful. The siblings can just be blocked because they don't really do much damage, but you need the perfect guard for the eldest. Learn his attacks. Tip number 8. The Specter completely changes this fight. If you fight the boss without the Specter, the eldest will mostly leave you alone to fight the siblings when they jump in, as long as you keep your distance. He will rush you now and then, but you can just dodge that attack, get some distance, and then keep fighting the sibling you're working. Keep the eldest in view, if possible, of course. There's also an audio cue when he's rushing in for an attack. Fighting the boss without the Specter is the best way to learn the mechanics, in my opinion, so it might be worth going in without the Specter a couple of times while you're trying to learn how to perfect guard the Elder. Tip number 9. There is no Agro system, as far as I can tell. The rabbits and your Specter will change between targets for seemingly no reason, so you have to keep both enemies in view if at all possible. The eldest will ruin your day if you're focusing too much on a sibling, even if he was busy with the Specter. Tip number 10. Don't worry about using your star fragments here. You can farm them from the enemies in the bar. The big enemy seems to drop a fragment every single time, and the smaller ones have a chance to drop them as well.
You get a star fragment from that, plus 500 ergo.
Tip number 11. The eldest can hit you when you're standing behind or beside him. That hit me? And tip number 12, the eldest has some crazy range. The hitbox on his sword is insane. If you're standing too close behind or beside him while he's fighting your Specter, he's going to be smacking you too. And if you think you're out of his range, you're probably wrong.
The range on that, I didn't think for a second he was gonna hit me with that.
Tip number 13, stun the eldest when you get a chance. You might not want to follow up with a fatal attack though, depending on his HP. You can just leave him stunned and use the time to fight one of the siblings one-on-one. If you hit him with a fatal attack, you might end up fighting 3 of them at once. I've done this, it's not fun.
I want to stun him. I don't actually want to get the fatal attack on him though. Okay, I just got kicked in the face. What a jerk.
Tip number 14, watch your weapon durability. If you're only using one weapon to save on weight, you might not make it through the entire fight without repairing. Grind up some durability when you get a chance after the first sibling, and that should get you through the fight. Otherwise, you can just come prepared with an urgent repair tool and use that. Tip number 15. The rabbits use a mix of attack types, so focus your equipment on flat damage reduction.
Like this one's a bit of an upgrade.
Tip number 16. Don't be sick. IRL, I blame my wife and kids giving me the plague for how many deaths I racked up here. Seriously though, tip number 17. If all else fails, this is a great time to upgrade your favorite weapon as much as possible and use your ergo items to level up a bit more or to buy some consumables. The Black Rabbits are tough, and this is a good way to increase your power without doing a bunch of grinding. And finally, tip number 18. This isn't so much a tip, but just a bit of encouragement. You never fail until you stop trying. From our friend Albert Einstein. I died to these jerks 30 times, but it only takes one success. And here it is.
I don't want to just grind and be like completely overpowered either. I don't think that's fun. How is it hitting me? What? That doesn't make any sense.
Mind if I mess that kid up? Oh my God.
Okay, come on. Oh, let me.
Come on!
Oh, thank
Play
goodness.
nice with the others. Don't you want to play with me, Mr. Puppet?
I wish the Specter would just focus on the elder brother. This one hit me from behind when I'm behind him too. What?
So this is Geppetto's puppet, huh? Gotta admit, he knows what he's doing. Don't get extra fighting fair. Survive and win. That's
Oh my goodness, dude. He recovered so fast.
you no bastard. You're a sweeper. Where's news of yours?
Okay, Legion used. Don't flub it. Oh, thank goodness. Ooh.
This puppet's crazy!
It didn't have to go that way.
Damn you. You'll pay for that.
Uh-oh.
And there you have it. Even after using all these tips, I still barely got the W there. The Black Rabbit Brotherhood is strong. We didn't make any friends here, and it seems like maybe we haven't seen the last of them. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a good day. I'll see you next time.